What is your American dream?
American dream is become an entrepreneur here in US and bringing again some genuinity and authenticity of the Italian culture here in US.
My American dream is to serve the public. I'm running for judge and then want to continue serving on the bench and perhaps one day become a United States Senator. But I always want to give back to the community and the people that supported me along the way. My parents, and I want to make them proud.
My American dream is to make sure that our Constitution is not compromised by, the political people that are in power now, and it bothers me very much so because I am not a lawyer, but I love the law.
My American dream is just live comfortably, really. Not be too rich, not be too poor. Just wake up every morning and enjoy life. That's really it.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Extra louder just because
Oh
whoa,
my God! Wow!
Did you hear
I
that?
feel very, very. Whoa! Whose hand just came in there?
This big black man.
Oh my God! There's a black man's hand in our picture. Ah! Oh my God! Every day I find myself screaming into the camera these days. Welcome everybody. It is Monday,
look at you
November
moving.
25th. Maestro is in the back there with Julian, the TriCaster guy.
Yes, he's back.
He's back, and Jilly Bean and Pizza,
Yeah.
and J Cube, all there. We had strike one, then we had strike two.
It was a good beginning of the week.
That is right.
Type
And I
of
walked
jitters.
in, I said, if this is baseball and we now have to start 3 times and strike out,
Yeah.
there would be no more batter. But
Yeah.
the third time's
The
a
third
charm.
time is always a charm.
Right? And we actually, even Jessica Levy gave us a laugh.
Yes.
Because I don't even know if Maestro saw this, but Jessica Levy in one of our failed attempts to start our show. If anyone sees that we had trouble with the TriCaster, one of our failed attempts in the comments, Jessica Levy said, "Come on, Maestro, get it together."
Yep, she sure did. Brad Squad will get you together
That's
real
right.
quick.
So me and Yo-Yo had a laugh here while we were waiting.
Yes.
How was your weekend, Yo-Yo?
My weekend was great.
Yeah.
Had a great bar mitzvah that I emceed. Got
Yes.
some gigs from that.
Yeah.
Had
You had a famous guy at your bar
Adam
mitzvah?
Levine.
That was nice. That was cool, right?
Then I had a little Friendsgiving with some more famous
Friendsgiving?
friends. Yeah.
What is a Friendsgiving?
Friendsgiving is like Thanksgiving, but with friends. So like we'll do like a whole Thanksgiving dinner with
So
your
instead
friends
of your
before.
family.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
It's a big thing.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Is this a millennial thing?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it is absolutely, because it is not, because I am, I guess, a Generation X.
It's definitely a
It was-
millennial
It was
thing.
not a Generation X. So what did you do for a Friendsgiving?
So I went to my friend who's a very famous celebrity hairstylist. So
wow.
had all these like
Boy,
famous
look at you,
girls.
she
like-
with all these
yeah,
people all
yeah,
weekend, right?
yeah, and it was fun,
Yeah.
But the thing was like everybody was kind of in the industry, but we all knew of each other or
Yeah.
knew each other. So it was just Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, being thankful for your friends and all
That's
that.
very nice.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was just reading about the history of Thanksgiving, which is coming up, by the way, on this Thursday. It really wasn't, I always thought like Thanksgiving goes back like to the 1600s, and there was a pilgrim with a hat.
That's what I thought,
and,
too.
And then the Native American Indians. But apparently, it wasn't like a thing in the United States until the mid 1800s.
Yeah.
Where I think after Abraham Lincoln.
Sarah, her name was like Sarah Path or something like that. She kept on bringing it up to him.
To Abraham
yeah.
Lincoln, and apparently, because what we learn in school here in the United States of America is Thanksgiving dates all the way back to the Pilgrims, which apparently they did have a meal, but it was not turkey and mashed potatoes. There
were no potatoes.
There was no potatoes back then. It was venison, but nevertheless.
Sorry, Jill.
Sorry,
Jill.
She's
getting so mad.
Right, nevertheless, what I did learn, and we'll save it more for Wednesday.
Right. You guys should listen.
But what I did learn, Tuesday, but what I did learn about Thanksgiving is it wasn't until after Abraham Lincoln tried to get the North and South to reconcile that it became a day of thanks. And it's not really a religious holiday. Everybody in America celebrates Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving week. It's not a religious holiday. It's a holiday that no matter where you're from, or the color of your skin or your religion, it's a holiday to just give thanks for being alive, thanks for your health, thanks for the people in your life that you love and that love you.
Yeah.
And it's just a day of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then on Friday,
that's another holiday.
That's another holiday.
That baby boy likes.
Right. That's called everything's on sale and go run and buy. Right?
Okay.
All right.
But
So
I do the smart way. I get everything online. I don't stand in
you
line.
wait for Cyber Monday.
You could do. See, a lot of people don't know. Black Friday, you could also buy stuff online. A lot of people don't know that you still get the same discounts online.
Baby boy knows everything, right?
Baby boy knows everything when it comes to being cheap and frugal.
Let me ask you a question. Let me just add it before I say hello to the squad. One last question. Okay, when you're being cheap and frugal, is that Baby Boy, Dr. Yo-Yo, or Yo-Yo? Who's being cheap and frugal?
That's definitely Dr. Yo-Yo
That's
because
Dr.
he knows what's right for you.
Dr. Yo-Yo.
Dr. Yo-Yo knows what's right for you.
Okay, but when you're
when it's Yo-Yo or Baby Boy, we making it rain.
That's right. All right, let me say, I just wanted to make sure who's who.
Dr. Yo-Yo
Dr. Yo-Yo,
is the one that will save me.
He's more cerebral.
There you go.
Right, and he would be thinking through everything, right? Where Baby Boy
don't think for nothing.
Right.
Listen, you want to hang out with Baby Boy, I'll tell you that.
All right, so let me say hello to Marcia McCullough, Karen Rowe, Jessica Levy, Joelle, who we mentioned twice already, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Tracy Haynes, how are you? Ma Duke saying hello, Jill Gould is watching, Karen Saunders is watching. On Facebook, on YouTube, back it up, Ricky. Simone Brown, Ja Love, how are you? Char Orr saying, hey, Brad. Simone Brown says, we can't hear you, Brad, but hopefully...
I think it turned on.
It works now. Simone Brown. Yara Edwards says, there we go. So I guess there we go. We can hear now. Legs11 Tag says, I love your bloopers. We do everything on purpose. You see, you think it's a blooper.
We rehearse our bloopers.
Like today, for example, I said, wouldn't it be great, like if we start our show, stop it, start it a second time, stop it, start it a third time, then go to a blank screen, and then nobody hears me for a minute.
And I said,
wouldn't that be a great practical joke on the Brad Squad?
And it worked.
Work like a charm. Work like a charm. And Balliabe with a question. We'll get to all of your immigration questions very, very shortly. But first, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, a.k.a. Baby Boy, has some words of wisdom for you.
My teeth look so white.
Has some words of wisdom. It's called Crest Whitener, Jonathan.
Yes.
All right. Tell everybody what they need to do while I get ready for some schmoozing.
Absolutely. All right. First off, everybody on YouTube and on Facebook, I need you guys all to join the Facebook fan page. All right. You get a lot of things that you won't get during or on the YouTube channel or on our regular Facebook page. On the Facebook fan page, the Brad Squad Facebook fan page, you get different videos that we'll put up that we won't actually upload on any of the other channels. And the most important thing is the first 5 people to put in their questions get a guaranteed answer during social media check-in. So you guys It's all for you guys, all right? So make sure you like and follow that page. Now for Facebook, first thing we want you to do, like, love, smiley face, sad face, wow face, mad face. We're gonna be talking about a lot of things. A lot of stories will be coming in from the calls and from social media questions. I wanna know exactly what you guys are feeling, all right? So like, love, smiley face, mad face, sad face, wow face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you show that. And also, of course, we want you guys to share. So you already know how to share. This is the easiest thing. We've been telling you about sharing since we first started this show. So all you have to do is click that little share button with the arrow, share it to anybody's page. It'll say if you want to share it to a group. When it says, do you want to share it to a group? That means any group that you're a part of. So why don't you guys go and look for any group that has anything to do with immigration or culture or anything like that. What's up?
Everybody's saying what they're thankful for. You know
Yes.
what I'm thankful for?
What are you thankful for?
Sharing.
Oh,
I am thankful for sharing. If it's a Thanksgiving week, I am thankful for sharing.
there you go. So
That's what I'm thankful for.
So
I'm
let's
thankful
make
for
Brad
other things
even
as
more
well.
thankful
Right.
and actually share. So let's get the shares up. We've been going a little low on the share game. So I want to see if you guys can actually up it and keep
You know
Brad
what-
thankful.
By the way, do you know what we haven't done in like a long time?
What?
We haven't bribed people to share with like
We
free
haven't.
consultations, have we?
We haven't.
We have
in a
not,
while.
right? It's not really a bribe, okay? You know,
It's
not really a bribe.
gift,
No,
a
I
prize.
would say it's more of a quid.
prize.
I would say it's more a quid pro quo.
Yes.
Okay, like we don't bribe here. We do quid pro quos
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Okay, like for example, if you were to share enough,
Something for something.
something for something, right?
Yes.
We would give you a free consultation. Why don't you tell them what our quid pro quo is, Yannick?
All right, something for something, if you guys don't know what that means. So right now we're only at 21 shares. What do we want to go to?
Let's get to. What do you think? What's fair now under Facebook new rules? Is
300?
300 shares asking too much for people? Do you know I just did a free consultation with somebody who won a free consultation with me, one of the
okay.
Brad squad. And know what she said. I don't want to mention her name,
Right.
Because it was a, who am I to mention her name unless she wants to mention herself?
Right.
But you know what she says to me? She doesn't double fist. This
What's
is a
she
new
do?
term I heard. She triple fists.
What?
I said, how do you triple fist? I said,
Right.
what are you, muted? You got, what are you, like with a leg? You got a leg up with one phone, two? So what she said is she has 2 different Facebook pages.
Okay.
Just because Facebook always kicks her off one.
Oh
So
my
she has
gosh.
a backup Facebook page just in case Facebook kicks her off one, and she's also on YouTube.
I'm telling you,
that's
that's
triple
the
fisting.
best squad. The best squad.
When you're triple fisting, you are part of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Brad squad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, all right. So
300 shares
on Facebook will get us tomorrow to pull out of our machine.
Okay.
1 free consultation, and if we get. What do you want? 200 thumbs up on YouTube?
Yes.
We'll get a second free consultation.
There you go.
How's that?
That's great. All right, so 300
Quid pro
shares.
quo.
Quid pro quo. I
Something
can
for
never
something.
say that. Something
for something. This is
something-
actually legal.
All you have to, yeah, but all you have to do is share.
Our quid pro quos are legal.
It's legal. It's
We're doing
and it
some
actually helps people.
Exactly. We're doing
Yeah.
legal quid pro quos.
Exactly. So you guys already heard it right there. So the prize is a free consultation if Facebook gets 300 shares. Right now we're only at 20-something shares. So I know you guys can get up there. Just share. Get your friends, your family, your kids, whoever has a Facebook page to share the video right now. All right, and also, don't forget to put in all your questions right now at the beginning of the show so we can make sure we can get to them during social media check-in. Now, on YouTube, first thing we're gonna have you guys do is subscribe. All you have to do is click that red button and that little bell right next to it to subscribe to the channel. You'll find out anytime we come on live or anytime we upload a video. There are a lot of videos that you might miss that we upload on YouTube, and when you get that notification, it could literally save someone's life. So make sure you guys click that button, both of those buttons, and make sure you subscribe. So now, remember, we have a game. So now if we have 200
It's the quid
thumbs
pro
up.
quo game.
Quid, I can't say that.
Quid pro quo game.
I can't say it fast. Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo game.
Quid pro quo game.
Yes. Something for something
I'm
game.
gonna call it for the something for something game.
game.
All right, for the something for something game on YouTube. All we need is 200 likes up. So you can literally go to anybody's phone and just go on Brad Show Live and put a thumbs up. So that little gray thumb, make it blue.
By the way, if you're triple fisting right now, you can share 3 different times.
Exactly.
All right, you can like get 1% of the way there.
There you go.
All right, 3 shares is 1% of the way there for triple fisting.
There you go. So
Right.
triple fist if you have to. All right, and also, of course, we definitely want you guys to share this video on YouTube. So all you have to do is copy the link, send it in a text message blast, and there's a new thing where you can create a post. So all you have to do is click that little share button. It says create a post. And when you create a post, it sends a blast to your YouTube page. So you just put a little description on about the show and make sure you let all your friends and family know about it by doing that. And of course, we want you guys to throw all your questions in the comment section. And last but not least, again, the Something for Something gang. Click those thumbs up. 200 thumbs up, and then
That's
you guys
right.
get a free consultation.
get something for something.
A legal something for something.
That's right. This is legal something
Yeah,
for something.
exactly. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now we're gonna go to the next segment. This is where you guys are going to schmooze with Brad.
It took you almost 9 months to learn how to say schmooze.
And now
I'm hoping by January you can say quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
All
It's gonna
right.
take a while.
Schmoozing with Brad, Maestro. Schmoozing with Brad.
Because we're schmoozing.
Yeah, because we're schmoozing. There we go. So there is an illegal quid pro quo going on right now, and that's in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
The impeachment hearings had wrapped up on Thursday, and we took the day off on Thursday and Friday, so we didn't really get a chance to finish up what's going on in the illegal quid pro quo, also known as the bribery.
Oh, yeah.
We heard from Fiona Hill, who's a top Russia expert at the White House. We also heard from David Holmes, who is a career state diplomat. And they continued to say what everybody else was saying, that Trump conspired with the Ukrainians through Rudolph Giuliani, through Sondland, through some of his other people who work at the White House, including Rick Perry, who was then the head of the Department of Energy, to get dirt on Joe Biden that is, for all intensive purposes, conspiracy theory dirt, because none of it has ever been even remotely proven that there's a scintilla of evidence that Joe Biden or Hunter Biden ever broke the law, but to at least muddy the waters, make people believe that they did, and use it as for political advantage in the 2020 election. And instead of asking for help, which would be illegal anyway, what they said is, we're going to hold up legal aid that was supposed to be given to you, Ukraine, to fight the Russians, who were the ones who actually interfered in our election. As Fiona Hill said, it is a fictional narrative that has been perpetrated and propagated by the Russian security services themselves, this whole entire Ukraine meddling in the United States election. Holmes gave firsthand knowledge that the president did in fact also know that U.S. senior officials were pushing the Ukrainian president to announce an investigation against Joe Biden. They clearly stated that a White House invitation and a $400 million of military assistance was used as leverage to pressure the new Ukrainian government into announcing investigations. All of this was made up by the Russians, who's basically, Trump is Putin's boy. Okay? Trump is Putin's boy.
Yes.
Okay? So all of this was made up by the Russians to say we didn't interfere, it was the Ukrainians. And Joe Biden, all of this conspiracy theories, Joe Biden is breaking the law, Hunter Biden's breaking the law, and Trump was going to use it as the lock 'em up scenario for 2020, like he did with Hillary Clinton in 2016. Fiona Hill continued to say that if the president or anyone else impedes or subverts the national security of the United States in order to further domestic, political, or personal interests, we must act, and that is why she testified. So what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next is that the public hearings are all wrapped up. The Intelligence Committee is going to write a report with its findings and recommendations. It is a majority of Democrats on this committee. I am sure they are going to find that the president committed several impeachable offenses,
Right.
including bribery, which is the quid pro quo, including obstruction of justice, and perhaps some other offenses as well. It is going to go to a new committee called, not a new committee, but a different committee called the House Judiciary Committee, who's then going to hold hearings on whether to hold a vote to impeach Donald Trump. Now, what impeach Donald Trump means is that that the House of Representatives has found enough evidence to send the case to the U.S. Senate to have a trial to determine if Donald Trump violated the Constitution of the United States and his oath to uphold the Constitution. That is the crime. Okay? It is kind of like in a criminal case, an impeachment would be something like a grand jury finds that there's enough evidence to bring the case to a trial.
Right.
Now, you know who presides over the U.S. Senate during this trial is the Chief Justice Roberts.
Okay.
Now, we need, because I guess we've taken a position that we want Trump impeached.
Right.
And we want him out of office.
Absolutely.
But, you know, you get what you ask for, because in return you're going to get Pence.
Okay.
But at least, I don't know, it's not Trump.
Ugh.
We need, by the way, when we started the show, we said we were going to be apolitical, but apparently we're political now.
Yes.
We need 67 votes, Jonathan,
Okay.
to impeach Donald Trump. Okay? A 2/3. That's assuming all 100 senators vote.
Got you.
Now, what the theory is, the only way most people believe that since there's only 48 Democrats and 52 Republicans, and you would need approximately 18 or 20 Republicans to change positions and vote against Donald Trump, which is not going to happen right now, because Republicans, although I would believe that if you gave them a lie detector, they would all say,
Oh yeah, they would. Yeah.
he's a thief and
Yeah.
a criminal. But what's
want their job.
most important to them is their job.
Exactly.
Right? And they want to get reelected again.
Yeah.
And they don't want Donald Trump tweeting against them during an election.
Exactly.
Because that's what he likes to do, is tweet.
Right.
And if he starts tweeting against the senator, especially in Donald Trump states, they're not going to
wrap.
vote. It's a wrap for that senator.
Yes.
So the only way that Trump actually loses in the Senate is if there's a sick out, meaning that a lot of Republicans don't show up for the vote. They don't want to take a position one way or the other, and there's a theory that maybe people will miss the vote, they'll be on vacation, all of a sudden there's going to be mysterious illnesses, they'll be in the hospital.
So if they miss the vote,
It's a 2/3 majority of the people,
who
are
vote?
there, who are voting.
Oh.
That is the only way.
So is that kind of like a discreet way of voting?
That's a discreet way of voting, saying
I'm sick
right,
now.
but not
actually
taking a vote or
yeah.
taking a position.
Yeah.
Just not being there. Just not now. I don't know.
Sick.
I don't know if that's
like
going
that.
to. I don't know if that's going to happen.
That'd be a smart way.
I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
I'll be here for
but
it.
that is the only theory that anyone has come up with that I have read that is credible.
That's a good
But
theory.
ultimately, I think what's going to happen is the House is going to impeach him, the Senate is going to acquit him, and then there's going to be an appeal, and the appeal is going to be to the American public, who's going to decide whether or not Donald Trump should stay in office, and that will be in approximately 12 months from now, a little less than 12 months from now. Meanwhile, you remember Donald Trump with his Sharpie with the hurricane.
Yes.
We remember that? Do we have a picture of that? Maybe, maybe not. Well, remember we had the hurricane, and he insisted that the hurricane was going to hit Alabama, and he took the Sharpie and changed the weather map?
Yes.
Well, we now have a new Sharpie gate. This time when Gordon Sondland gave testimony and said in his opening statement there was a quid pro quo between Donald Trump and the Ukrainian government, that he was going to give a White House visit and $400 million in aid for dirt on the Bidens that didn't exist. Okay, that is the something for something. This was from the ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland. He said, there is a quid pro quo. Later that day, Donald Trump took to his Sharpie.
Oh, gosh.
And on his Sharpie, and by the way, Sondland said everyone was in the loop. It's no secret. He indicted Trump left, right, and center. Okay? And then Donald Trump went to his Sharpie. And on his Sharpie, he put on a piece of paper, and I think he brought this out on the front lawn of the White House before he got into his helicopter. And we have a picture of his new, he wrote it, and he was sending it out to everybody. I want no quid pro quo, tell Zelensky to do the right thing. So now, this is his new thing that he's been sending out.
Gosh.
So he's been writing it all on his pieces of paper, and we have a video. Let's watch. Let's watch the video so I can see what happened. We have a video, perhaps.
Ready? You have the cameras rolling? I want nothing. That's what I want from Ukraine. That's what I said. I want nothing. I said it twice.
And he had it on his, and there was cameras got the back of
it.
And he had it written in Sharpie.
I can't.
He had it written in Sharpie in big, exactly what he said. So now, and that's what he had on his piece of paper,
Lord.
and the cameras got it. So now Twitter went crazy that this is like the second now, because he's writing in these big block letters, you know, like a kindergartner. All right. So it says Trump's letter to Santa will finally clear him of all wrongdoing.
That does look like a Santa letter.
Yeah. Joyce Aline wrote, he needs Sharpie marker notes to remind him to deny committing a crime. And Adam Sternberg wrote, a hell of a viral marketing year for Sharpie.
Okay.
I mean, Sharpie is really...
that is hilarious.
Right? Meanwhile, Michael Bloomberg announced that he is going to be running for president. He is now the third billionaire to be running for president, Donald Trump being one, Steyer being number two, who is not getting any traction in the Democratic Party, Michael Bloomberg being number three. What makes Bloomberg very interesting is that, one, he's worth $53 billion. He's self-made. He wasn't given his money by his father like Donald Trump. And Donald Trump really can't call him a small man because he's worth 20 times what Donald Trump is worth. Now, Michael Bloomberg, he was the mayor for New York City. He has a problem with minorities, and his problem with minorities is that he forcefully enforced the stop and frisk of the early 2000s.
Remember
that put a lot of minorities and Hispanics and black men in jail. But the stop and frisks were not in my neighborhood, Jonathan. So when I was walking down the street, nobody was asking me, you know, white middle-aged lawyer, to stop and get frisked. It was only minorities in minority neighborhoods that this was happening. And Bloomberg thought it was saving lives. Studies later revealed it did nothing except terrorize these communities and put a lot of people in jail that otherwise should not have been put in jail. That's his big problem. And it's a big problem.
That is a huge problem.
It's a huge, huge problem. Because he otherwise, but for that problem, is a huge, strong candidate. Okay? He's strong on gun violence. He's strong on gun control. He's strong on the environment. And he has funded hundreds of Democratic candidates to beat Republicans. He has funded enormous liberal causes and has made a lot of change and differences for liberal causes, but for this. So last week he went to a black church up in Harlem, and he apologized for the stop and frisks. And he said, in retrospect, he was wrong, and he asked for forgiveness. Now, it was a bit uncanny that he was asking for this forgiveness at about 3 days before he declared.
See,
that's 3 days before he declared his candidacy.
Like, it's almost been 20 years. Been like it's been over a decade that he had this stop and frisk come. He didn't say nothing about it after that. He didn't come up to anybody's black.
As a matter
Did he go to black churches?
No. As a matter of fact, he defended it. He defended it for 20.
Like, we're not idiots.
Right. He defended it for 20 years. But I will say that there are a lot of black political figures are not accepting the apology.
Good.
And others are.
I'm surprised about that.
Others are.
Surprised.
And others are saying, not necessarily accepting it, but they're saying let's wait and see, because everybody over time has a right to, I guess, forgiveness and to change their positions. And if they're going to make people's lives better, and this is the person who's capable of beating Donald Trump, maybe better him than Donald Trump.
Well,
like a Bloomberg who asks for forgiveness and sees the wrong of his ways, if you believe him, is better than a Donald Trump. That's for sure.
But how can you even trust somebody like that's going to actually come out there and try and play somebody's mind and say, oh, I'm going to just tell them
this is politics. People change their minds all the time. Okay?
Or do they?
Rudy Giuliani was a pro-immigration mayor. Mm-hmm. Hugely pro-immigration mayor. When he was the mayor of New York City, he was the champion of immigrants. Mm-hmm. Look at him now. Yeah. He's like the Grim Reaper for immigrants.
See, but I can see people changing from good to bad because you get corrupted, stuff like that, like money and all that. But people changing from bad to good, when you had all that power back then, and now you're saying because you're trying to get that higher position. Now I'm like, oh, I'm here for you.
I wouldn't say bad to good. I don't think that's the proper term. I would say you can change your political views from moderate to liberal, from conservative to more liberal. You can look back, and I'm not defending him, okay? You can look back and you say, you know what? Statistically, I looked at it, I was wrong, and I jailed a lot of people, and I feel bad about it. And now
it took 20 years.
It took him 20 years. Oh. What I am saying is this, okay? If the man, and I agree with you, if he truly believed what he did was wrong.
I want to see change. I want to see what you're going to do.
This should have happened 2 years ago, not 3 days, or 5 years ago, or 7 years ago, not 3 days before he declared his candidacy, knowing he needs the black vote to win.
There you go. I'm sorry, he ain't getting it from me, though.
Yeah. Well, he has vowed that he could bring together people. Oh, okay. We'll wait to see. Okay. He touts his unique set of experiences.
Where are you bringing them together? In jail?
In business, government, and philanthropy. And he said Donald Trump is breaking America. And he is. Now, I will say this. I will say this. Mm-hmm. I don't know, and I hope that person is out there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a person in the Democratic field right now, other than Bloomberg, with all of his warts, if you believe that he's changed, and hopefully, that beats Donald Trump.
Wow.
All right. Elizabeth Warren, for Medicaid for all, it's nice to hear, but you're not going to get the suburban vote for Medicaid for all.
Right.
So you're going to lose the whole white suburban vote. Okay? Trump wins. Yeah. Bernie Sanders, Trump wins. I don't even have to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Biden, he doesn't look like he's got the energy for this. Buttigieg, maybe he's too young. And by the way, Buttigieg gets 0 minority vote right now.
Really?
0. Nobody.
Wow.
Okay. And by the way, talking about backtracking for votes. Now all of a sudden Warren is saying, maybe no Medicaid for all. Okay, so I mean everybody changes. Yeah. Everybody changes to, and I'll say this, and I read this and I thought this was very interesting, Jonathan, before we get into our immigration questions. There was the New York Times reported today that in the latest national polls, the 3 people who are leading with the minority vote, with the black vote specifically, are all not black. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders of Vermont, and Joe Biden. And it was very actually surprising that the 2 black candidates, who are Kamala Harris, who is the senator from California, and Cory Booker, who is the senator from New Jersey, is not gaining traction in the black community. And now interviews in the New York Times conducted with, now this is not scientific, 24 black voters, the interviews, they articulated a particular disenchantment with the idea that racial representation equated change, and that they should automatically back a candidate who looks like them. Moderate black voters, particularly older ones, according to this poll, are supporting Vice President Biden. Some more younger black voters are supporting Warren and Sanders because they're the ones who look like they will do the most change for America. And it's very surprising because you would think that black candidates would get at least a portion of the black vote, and they're not right now.
Right. So what I believe is, and I think, well, me.
Yes, thank
what
you.
I believe.
I'm asking you that question. Thank you. Yes.
I feel like, which is what a lot of black voters are, seeing now is representation isn't just enough anymore.
Right.
Like they've seen, we loved Obama, but they also saw stuff that he didn't cater to, towards the black communities, where he kind of, left out some things. And, for the first black president, that was a big thing. And I feel like most black people did vote for him just because he was
black.
black.
A glass. It was like breaking the glass.
Exactly, and we've got that already,
right,
and like we have a lot of very, very educated black people who actually research, and I think like with having Trump as president, now is like, okay, now I really need to research what these people are trying to do for our community. Like a lot of students, you would think that they were going to go for Kamala Harris. She's an AKA, she went to HBCU type of thing. And when the students went to like her little rally, she said nothing about student debt, and it's like, how do you think you're going to get these students to vote for you?
Exactly.
So I'm actually here for it. I don't think you should vote for somebody just because they're black.
And you know what? And I shouldn't vote for someone just because they're white.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or anything else.
Yeah.
You vote for the person who's going to make the most change to better your life. That's how I vote.
That actually makes me feel a lot better that more black people are not voting for the black candidates just because they're black. Right. That shows that black people are actually taking this serious
and listening and using their brain.
Yes. So I'm here for that.
By the way, and I think the way you vote is you say to yourself, not what my friend says.
Yeah. No.
Not who sounds, like a nice, talker.
No.
There's a lot of people who talk a
good game.
But, look at Donald Trump, the biggest talker in the world.
You guys, we are all just chess pieces.
Exactly.
Pawns.
You say to yourself, which person is going to make the best change to make my life better?
Yes.
Not my neighbor's life better, because voting is selfish. Mm-hmm. Who's going to make my life better?
Yeah.
That's why you're voting.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Dan Webb, I'll tell you a couple of, they interviewed a couple of black American voters in the South. Dan Webb was a 58-year-old resident of Greenwood, South Carolina. He's black, and he said this was his opinion. Mm-hmm. He was supporting Joe Biden because he thought white people in key electoral college states were more likely to vote for him, and his most important thing is he wants Trump out. He said, within South Carolina, within the African American community, we don't want to take a chance on someone who doesn't have a chance of beating Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's why I think, by the way, Bloomberg has a chance.
Right.
If people will believe that he changed.
He's got some work to do.
Right. If people believe that he changed his ways, Bloomberg has a chance, because if your thinking is, I just want a Democrat because any Democrat's better than Donald Trump.
Right.
Then you have to say Bloomberg is your man, because he has of everybody. As of now, we got to hear what he has to say. He may fall flat on his face like Biden, but as of now, I think he has the best chance of beating Trump, assuming he gets the minority vote.
I do want to ask, just because I do, I always wonder what you think. Do you feel like he did change his ways, Bloomberg?
No, I think he absolutely changed for the vote. Absolutely, 100%. I really believe he truly feels that stop and frisk save lives. It didn't. He thinks he did the right thing.
Right.
He didn't, because even if he took one gun off the street or one knife off the street, it didn't outweigh all the terrorism that they put into the community, the fear of police, the fear of walking down the street, the unhappiness of people, putting people in jail. It doesn't outweigh taking the one gun or knife out of the street that you found.
Agreed. That's all.
All right, so when you weigh it,
you
just weigh the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Okay, because every policy has good and bad. Okay, it doesn't matter what your policy is.
Right.
You have to weigh what is the good versus what is the bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We took a gun off the street. Took 2 guns off the street. We terrorized an entire community.
Right.
Where's the balancing act there?
It ain't there.
Right. So that's my opinion. Okay.
Good opinion.
But you know, if he's the man to beat Trump, I'm willing to listen.
I'm willing to listen
I am willing
as well.
to listen because
I'll say that.
I am willing to listen because to me, Brad Bernstein,
Yeah.
anybody in the Democratic Party is better than Donald Trump. All, whatever is it, 20 people still running for president? I would take any one of them over Donald Trump. Any
Right.
one of them. Doesn't matter. You name the person on that, in those debates, I'll take any of them
Right.
over Trump. And then you say, okay, who's the best person to beat him? I think it's Bloomberg, but, we got to believe that he's going to do the right thing by people.
All right.
And I'll tell you one last thing, because we got to get to immigration.
Yes.
In this, I thought this was interesting because you were talking about Kamala Harris. Amber Lowe, 29, a pastor and community activist in Atlanta, said she was backing Elizabeth Warren because she said, I want black women in office. I do, and I love Kamala Harris and think she's amazing, but I'm just more policy focused. So these are black Americans who are saying, I'm going to vote for somebody who is going to make the most change in my life.
And that's how it should be.
Okay? And by the way, if Warren's your woman or man or person, because you want Medicaid for all or you think she's going to bring the most change, that's the person you should be voting for.
Yeah.
To me, I look at it different. I look at it as, I just want Trump out. Okay, that is my number one part. I want him gone.
Yeah.
As much as it's great for us to talk about him every day, I'm tired of talking about him.
I am too.
I want him. I don't want him to be president.
I can't wait till we start a show where we ain't got to talk about him.
I don't want the man to be president for one more day.
Yeah.
So to me, when I look at the Democratic field, it's whoever I think is the best to beat him. Because I think whoever it is better than what we have right now.
Agreed.
All right, Jonathan, we don't have time to schmooze anymore.
All
Tell
right.
everybody what they need to do because we're going to start answering immigration questions.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So you already know what time it is. It's time to start your watch parties on Facebook. So how you guys start your watch party, all you have to do is click that share button. Right under it, it says host a watch party or start a watch party. It will show how many friends you have online. And what that does is it actually takes the video that you're watching right now and puts it into your profile. And you are the lead host. You are the person who tells everybody what's going on. We're not getting answers yet, though. I'm going to tell you that. We ain't getting answers yet because I got to tell you some more about how to start your watch party.
Watch parties, Maestro.
Watch party. Watch party. All right? See, that's Facebook already trying to mess with us.
Yell out your window. We're not getting answers to any immigration questions.
Not yet. Start your watch party. All right, so when you guys start your watch parties, I also want you guys to confirm in the comments. Let us know that you guys have done that. But don't stop sharing because remember, we have to get to 300 shares on Facebook so you guys can get a free consultation. We will pick it out what is it, the drum?
One second. Maestro,
there it is.
Please.
There it is. There it is. That's how you guys start the watch party. This is what I was talking about earlier. So start your watch party, click share, and it'll say host a watch party, and just click start, and it'll go straight to your page. And of course on YouTube,
by the way, Pepper.
I don't know how to watch party.
I don't know how to watch party? All right, let's do it again.
Pepper. So all you have to do, I'm going to do it as I tell you. Click share. It says start
Pepper,
a watch
do you know
party.
How to share? Maybe they don't know where the share button is.
I mean, I can't help with that. Like, it says share.
It's right there.
It says share.
It's right in your face, right?
And it says start a watch party. That's all you have to do is click that and click start the watch party. It will go straight to your page. And on YouTube, we need you guys to all click the thumbs up. We are only at 45 thumbs up, and there's 175 people watching. So I need you guys to click that thumbs up. By the way,
you know what happens when we get to 300 shares and 200 thumbs up on YouTube?
You get 2 free chances.
It's called the quid pro quo. The Brad Show Live, something for something.
Yes.
But how many times do we have to announce it to get people? You think people would want a free consultation?
You would think so.
Maybe not.
Maybe they could. Maybe they just watch this for entertainment.
Maybe.
All right, guys. So, like I said, start a watch party on Facebook. Share. Make sure you guys share. 300 shares gets you a chance to win a free consultation. And on YouTube, click the thumbs up.
By the way, Sandra Salinas is like, she is tremendous because she got kicked off of Facebook for starting too many watch parties.
Right.
And she said, just for me, she's going to do 1 or 2, and hopefully she won't get kicked off.
There you guys go. See?
So even Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra. All right, now, this is what you guys have been waiting for. This is where you guys call in and get your immigration questions. We're getting answers to your immigration questions. You can throw.
Maestro, now it's time to hit that button.
Go ahead. Throw it up.
Throw it up there,
Getting
Maestro.
answers with your immigration questions.
There you go, Maestro.
Just throw it up.
There you go.
I'll allow it.
He's following. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yes.
All right.
But not me.
Are you going to answer the questions?
No,
There
you don't
we
want me
are.
to.
There we are. All right. Rebel in Alexandria, Virginia. Rebel.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank
Want
you.
to say thank you for everything.
My pleasure.
Actually, Brad, I talked to you last week, and asked you about the new public charge rules, and then I was explaining to my wife. She's right next to me right here, so I just want to more clarify to her that
Where is she right now? She's in Virginia with you?
Yeah, she's in Virginia with me. I sponsor her and everything. She came here 7 months ago through the marriage, like I told you last time.
So you're going to file an adjustment application, or you have already, right?
No. She came here already. She got her green card and everything.
Then you don't have
2
to.
years,
Then you don't have. Okay, so she's next to you. Tell her.
Yeah.
She does not need to worry for 1 minute about the public charge rules. It will not affect her. She has her green card already.
Yeah, because the reason why she's listening right now, because she's receiving Section 8 house and Medicare, through along with me. And then she was, worrying that when she do removal condition, she thinks that is going to affect her.
It will not. The new public charge rules at this moment only apply to people who are applying for their green cards for the first time at a U.S. embassy abroad. And as a matter of fact, the form's not even ready yet for the new public charge provisions. So even though it's in effect, the U.S. embassies aren't even going by it until they actually allow the form to be released. It's the form I-9 something or other. So that form's not even out yet, okay? If you already entered the United States with your green card, even a 2-year green card, like your wife did.
Removal condition.
To remove the conditions, these new public charge will not apply to her. It never will, and it hasn't in the past, and it never will in the future. Because when you go to remove the conditions of your permanent residence, all you have to do is prove it's a real marriage. So for your wife and yourself, you fall under the old laws, the public housing, everything, you're all good.
Okay, even through the citizenship when she
even through the citizenship. Correct. The only time it's going to affect her would be if she's a citizen and wants to turn around and file for her parents, then it would affect her parents' case, but it's never affecting her. But it would never be affecting her.
Okay, so the other question is, Brad, so is it the new public charges already blocked, though, right?
It's blocked for adjustment of status here. And although it's in effect at the U.S. embassies abroad, I have not seen them start to enforce those new rules because we're still waiting on a form to fill out so that they can adjudicate the new public charges. So when that form comes out, that's when they're going to start doing it, and I'm sure it'll be very shortly.
Okay, so she can receive whatever right now, so she's okay, so no worries.
No worries.
Okay, thank you, Brad. I appreciate it.
You're
Happy
welcome.
Thanksgiving,
You
and
too.
I wish you a long life.
Thank you. I wish the same to you. Happy, healthy. Thank you. All right, let's go to Craig in Orlando, Florida. Craig.
Hello.
Hi, Craig.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my friend, he did his advertisement of status in September, did his fingerprint in October. He got 3 charges last week.
What were the charges?
aggravated battery, tempered witness to hinder communication to Leo, and false imprisonment.
That sounds like a very serious, 3 serious offenses.
So will that affect his
Absolutely.
case?
Absolutely. Those sound like 3 serious offenses. Witness tampering, false imprisonment, battery, which is assault. That sounds very, very serious. If he's found guilty, it sounds deportable to me. It sounds like it's certainly not good moral character if he's found guilty. Of course it's going to affect him.
So what if his wife dropped the cases? Is it still going to be a problem?
Well, the problem is this. Even though the wife drops the case, it's not the wife's case in a criminal. In a criminal case, it's the people's case. The people of the state of Florida, if this is where it happened, it's the people of the state of Florida who bring a case against somebody in a criminal matter. The wife or your wife, whoever this is a victim and a witness to what went on. But just because she refuses to cooperate and be a witness doesn't mean there's no more case, doesn't mean they can't prove the case, and doesn't mean now that, the wife would have a problem for maybe even, a lot of times they would say, okay, well then if you're not going to cooperate, we're going to charge you with, false charges of that sort of nature. So just because the wife doesn't want to cooperate or drop the charges doesn't necessarily mean that happens. It all depends. It's fact specific. A lot of times, this situation, the police saw what was going on. The police becomes the fact witness, So I think this person, whoever it is, whether it's you or your friend or your cousin or your neighbor, they need a consultation. So hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Jennifer in Brentwood, New York. Jennifer, how are you?
How are you? Good night.
Good night.
Brad? Okay, I did my citizenship 2 years ago, and I wanted to know if I could file for my granddaughter. She's 23, and she's living in the United States.
No, unfortunately, you can't do anything for your granddaughter as a 23-year-old woman. So she was going to have to figure out her own way.
Okay, and so can I file for my daughter?
You can
if
file
she's
for your,
in the country too?
You can file for your daughter, but that won't help your granddaughter.
Yeah, but my daughter is almost 40. I don't know.
Yeah, you can absolutely. Yeah, as long as you're a citizen, you can always file for your children.
Yes, it doesn't matter what age. And
doesn't matter your
my
age.
daughter is in the U.S.
That's
with
fine.
me. But,
That's fine.
That's fine
That's
too.
Fine. Yep. Hold on one second. All right, let's go to Michelle in Miami, Florida. Michelle.
Yeah, hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I have a question. I'm good. And you?
Very good, thank you.
Okay. My son filed for his dad in Jamaica, and all the paperwork was approved in the United States. But when he went to Jamaica, he got denied. He got denied from getting the visa to come here.
Why?
Because he had a charge. Somebody had put some cannabis in his bag when he was traveling in 95, 96, and it was dismissed.
Well,
but
this is the situation. Okay. All right. Somebody put some marijuana in his bag, and he was traveling, and he got caught in the airport. When you have drugs in your bag at an airport, you are a drug smuggler under the immigration laws. And even if you ultimately were found innocent, the fact that you were possessing it and they have reason to believe that you were smuggling drugs at one point, whether you knew or didn't know, he got, I'm sure, deported at the airport, or if this was in another country. If you are a suspected drug trafficker, that would bar you for life from ever getting a green card. So, and these are very, very fact-specific cases.
Oh, so they can't.
Based on what you told me, no, but I said they're very fact-specific. I mean, we could certainly take a look at it, but it's very fact-specific. But I would tell you, generally speaking, as a general rule, you have drugs in your suitcase crossing a border into another country. That's the definition of drug smuggling, drug trafficking.
Okay.
All right, so that's a problem. Even if you're not found guilty of it, if you are a suspected past, present, future drug trafficker, that bars you under the immigration law. So they don't even have to have it's the only time where they can suspect you of criminal activity and not have a criminal conviction behind it and bar you from entering America. It's drug smuggling and drug trafficking.
Okay.
All right? But hold on if you want to. We can certainly take a look at it, but hold on one second. Let's go to Sharon in Atlanta, Georgia. Sharon.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm calling for my uncle who is currently living in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
I do.
Okay. So, like in the 90s, he was here. He was married, got a green card, eventually got divorced and went back to Jamaica, and the green card expired. About 3 years ago, he got a fiancé visa, went to California, got married within the 3 months, but it didn't work out, and he returned before the 3 months were up.
Okay.
So now he's trying to figure out, he did not get divorced yet, and that was 3 years ago.
Okay.
So he's trying to figure out if he would still be able to re-enter and apply for either his green card or would he have to just go through the whole process again?
Well,
getting a visiting visa.
He can apply for a green card if the wife wants to give him an affidavit of support, even though it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
But without an affidavit of support from the wife, there's nothing that can be done. He should get divorced and now try a third way.
Okay, so if she's willing to do an affidavit of support.
Yes, because with a fiancé visa,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you can prove it was bona fide at the time of marriage, you don't have to prove it's bona fide today.
Okay.
And you can prove it was bona fide at the time of marriage, and the wife's willing to give an affidavit of support, that's what's required.
Okay, so she wouldn't have to do like another filing or anything like that. She would just have to consent.
But you see, the problem is now I'm just thinking it through. He's in Jamaica.
Right.
So the only way you would be able to do it is adjustment. You wouldn't be able to do it visa processing, but he already left the United States. So when he would come back, it would not be entering on a fiancé visa. It would be entering on a different type of visa. So I take back my answer, actually.
Okay.
No, because had he stayed in the U.S., even as an overstay, he could have filed an adjustment under matter of cesse because his last entry was as a fiancé, and the wife was willing to give an affidavit of support. But once you leave, the fiancé visa is only valid for one-time entry. He would be coming back to do matter of cesse on a different type of visa, and then he's not as a fiancé. He entered as a tourist, and then matter of cesse would not apply to him anymore. You can't do matter of cesse at the embassy. So as I give more thought to it, unfortunately, there's nothing he can do unless he wants to get back together with his wife, and his wife wants to file a visa petition for him and prove they're back together in a bona fide marriage, and he can get his green card and come to America. But that would be the wife refiling for him now.
So she would have to go through the whole filing again?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. I just need to know those options.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. Let's go to Sam in Pasadena, California. Sam. Hold on.
Hi, Brad. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Sam.
All right. So I have two quick questions for you.
By the way,
one
I'm just getting under the table because it's one of those days, one of those weeks where everything just falls apart. And look what happened. My wires are all getting tangled. Sam, go ahead now, and I can continue. It's one of those days that, you know, Murphy's Law, anything that happens could happen anyway. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have two quick questions for you. I have a refugee travel document that is expiring in 5 months. But because
what type of document did you say?
Refugee travel document.
Refugee travel document. Okay, where are you originally from?
Iran.
You're from Iran originally. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So because the travel document expires in less than 6 months, when I want to travel to some countries, they require a 6 months valid travel document.
Right.
So can I apply for a renewal, or I have to wait? Okay.
No, apply for the renewal now.
Okay. Do I have to return it or mail the current document, or just
just apply for the new one. Just apply for the new one.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Great. And then one more question. So when I have a refugee travel document, I'm traveling with it, and when I apply for a green card based on refugee status, while that one's pending, do I still need to get an advance parole, or
you can travel on the reentry refugee document or the advance parole. I would recommend the advance parole.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, great.
All right.
That answers my question.
Okay.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Bye.
All right, let's go to Adam in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Adam.
Yes.
Hi, Adam.
Hi.
What can I do to help you?
I'm Mr. Brock.
Yes.
Yes. My question is like, I had DUIs before.
What?
I've been in.
You had a what?
I have DUIs.
Jonathan, do you hear what he's saying? You have 3 DUIs.
No, I
Thank you.
I should turn on the TV again.
You have,
I cannot hear you.
you don't know
Yes, I had 3 DUIs
Uh-huh.
before, and I was like really sad. But I got over it. So recently I've been in the United States for like.
Well, hold on. We're going to have to get a better connection for you. All I heard was that he has 3 DUIs and he's sad. See if someone can get a better connection for Adam. We'll come back to him. Let's go to Hafiz in New York. Hafiz.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Brad?
How are you?
Hello.
Go ahead, Hafiz.
Mr. Brad, I have a quick question. Actually, I'm in removal proceedings in New York, and I got married. My wife was a US citizen, and we had the adjustment application, and they put us on the Stokes interview,
right?
And unfortunately, they denied because there were some inconsistencies in some answers. So my question is, should I appeal this decision or should I refile it?
Are you in a real marriage with your wife?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so and there was inconsistencies? Then refile it again and prove it's a real marriage.
So should I bring new evidences? What kind of new evidences should I bring to?
The new evidence. This is the new evidence. You and your wife appear at an interview, and the same words come out of your mouths. That's the evidence. You got to pass your interview.
Right.
So why would there be inconsistencies? You got to figure out what was the inconsistencies. Why did you have those inconsistencies? If you live together and you think about your answers ahead of time, and you live together and you have a financial relationship together, it should all go very smoothly. Okay? It's when there's something less than that it still may be a real marriage. Nobody's saying it's a fake marriage or a false marriage or a business marriage. But when you have something even a little less than that, that's when everything just starts unraveling.
Mr. Brand, when we went last time, actually it was like the inconsistencies were like very little, but like we felt, especially the officer, was really rude for no reason. Was super rude.
So then my opinion is, if it's a real you do not appeal, because appeals take forever. My opinion is refile, and you would get a new interview with a new officer, and be prepared this time. Be better prepared this time. And hold on, hold on. That's what I would do. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's go to Romar in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Romar.
Hello, how you doing, Brad?
How are you, Romar?
I'm doing good. All right, so I've done message on the app. I'm sorry. I messaged you guys on the Facebook, and you have answered some of my questions. But I currently on a contract, a J1 visa internship contract, right? And I'm trying to get my 2-year rule waived before I go back to Jamaica, or even so I'm trying to apply for another job, change my status to like an H2B rather than going back to Jamaica.
What is your question? You have a 2-year home residence requirement. You don't want to go home. What is your question?
Yes. So I have a 2-year rule residency.
I know that. What is your question?
I want to get it waived before I can apply for a different status in America.
So this is how you waive it. One of three ways. Okay. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 4 ways to do it. 5 ways to do it. One is you get a no objection letter from Jamaica that says they don't care whether you go back or not, and as long as the U.S. government didn't pay for your program here, they generally approve the no waiver, no objection letter. 2, you're doing something for the U.S. government, and the U.S. government files an interested government waiver for you that the U.S. government wants you to stay here. 3, you show hardship to your spouse or your children that are here, that they would suffer a hardship if you had to go home for 2 years. 4, I said 5 or 4? I guess there's only 4 then. 4 would be that a lot of times, especially in Jamaica, but around the world, they give you a 2-year home residence requirement based on a skills list, and you're not on that skills list. I'll give you a perfect example. I had a guy from Jamaica who came to work came on a J1 visa and worked at Great Adventure, and he was taking the tickets, before the person went on the ride. And he came on a J visa. Great Adventure, amusement park in New Jersey sponsored him, and he had a 2-year home residence requirement. And I looked at it and I said, what were you coming here to do? He goes, I was the ticket taker. And I said, and you're saying to me in Jamaica that this is a skill that is required in Jamaica to take tickets in an amusement park? That Jamaica's lacking this person for these skills? And we looked it up, and the embassy just completely blew it. And they made a mistake. There's a skills list for each country, and if that particular skill is not on that skills list, even though they say you have a 2-year home residence requirement, you just argue, I'm not on the skills list, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then you just make your application. So those are your options. I don't know what you were coming here to do, what your program was, but those are your options, and we can look at it further. So hold on 1 second. Meanwhile, in today's Spar and Bernstein Attorney Close-Up, immigration attorney Jonathan Aftalon tells us some common questions he's asked by clients. Let's watch.
I would say the most common question I get is, as parents, how they can help their undocumented children, especially in this day and age where DACA isn't being granted to these minor children. And there are ways to help them. There's something called special immigrant juvenile status, whereby if you're under the age of 21 and reunification is not possible with at least one of your parents, there are ways to help you get green cards for your undocumented children. So we've been getting that question a lot, and then we've been able to help a lot of people get their green cards as well. A second question that I'm asked a lot of times by clients is whether them as the petitioner, they could file for someone even though the petitioner has a criminal record. And a lot of times the answer to that is yes. When the government's looking to give a green card to a beneficiary of a petition, they look at the beneficiary's criminal record. So the petitioner's criminal record most of the time does not apply to the actual petition being filed. Something that we encourage our clients to do is to ask any questions that they may have. A lot of times, there's no such thing as a stupid question. You come in, it's on your mind, it's making you worried, and there are ways that we could resolve your concerns. So if you have questions, feel free to come in to ask us, and we'd love to meet you.
All right, everybody, now it is time again to hit your watch party. Everybody on Facebook, I need you guys to click share. Click start your watch party. It's 2 options down. It literally says start your watch party. And what that does is it takes this video and puts it on your profile. So I need you guys to do it, and I need you to tell your friends and family, whoever you're talking to on your watch party comment section. I need you to tell them to do the same thing. Also, bring them to the main Brad Squad page as well, so we can talk to them as well. There's my music. All right, so you guys, start your watch party. Click that share and make sure you click the couple options down that says start your watch party. It goes straight to your page. And make sure you guys also share the video. Remember, we need 300 shares on Facebook and only 200 likes and thumbs up on YouTube.
And by the way, I hate to take this for comment of the day, but Rupi Antoine says, Uncle Brad, you deserve a Grammy for the wonderful job you're doing.
But
don't I have to sing something though for Grammy Awards?
Yeah, you definitely have to
When
sing
you start
for
your
Grammy.
watch party, you just tell everybody, Uncle Brad's getting a Grammy.
There you go.
Watch this.
There you go.
And I'm gonna sing some immigration regulations.
Do that.
Or the Man Davis song. Remember there was a Man Davis song?
Y'all don't want me to sing though, I'll tell you that.
No singing for me. All right, let's go to Mohammed in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Mohammed.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you today? Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Got it.
Thank you. Your voice is kind of far. I'm sorry. I hardly can hear you.
You can hardly hear me. What about now?
Yeah, it's better.
Better. Okay.
I have a kind of a complex question. I entered the United States at 2005, January 2005, as a K3 visa fiance.
K3 or K1?
K3.
K3. Okay, so that means you were not a fiance. You were already married to your wife, and then she sponsored you to come here to wait for your green card.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, unfortunately, I waited for 2 years to receive my green card, and then she applied for divorce. They denied my case.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to another state. I got married. 2009 again.
Right.
And I've been married since till now. But my wife kind of abandoned me. A lot of problems. I have 2 kids with her. And finally she said she applied for waiver for me with a new lawyer in Minneapolis. And then at the end, it didn't work out. She let me leave the house. She started taking advantage. She took some important paperwork from my suitcase.
Mohammed.
Yes,
Mohammed,
sir.
I don't want to listen to your whole story, but
Okay. My question is, yes, sir.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
Go ahead.
Tell me your question, and then I'll help you.
I'm looking for applying for VAWA as a self-petitioner, and I have many evidence to provide for psychological and financial and blackmailing and abuse, and So my question is right now. I just found out about VAWA, but unfortunately, it's not funded right now, and it's kind of suspended or
Mohammed,
something.
you can still file a VAWA right now. Do it.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, sir.
That's the answer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Dave in Dallas. Dave.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
All right. I filed, adjustment of status for my mother, and we got an interview date. They said that they were ready to schedule an interview date on November 20, but on November 21st they canceled the interview. I wonder why.
You went to Rye?
Wonder why.
Oh, you wonder why?
Yeah.
Where you from?
Me?
Yeah, where's your mom from?
My mother is from Nepal.
From Nepal. I don't know the reason why. It's usually one of 3. One is they didn't have the manpower to interview you. 2, they had...
Not for me, my
for
mother.
For your mom. One is, I'm just giving generalities. Why do they cancel? One is they don't have the manpower. People call in sick. People take vacations. They look at the schedule and they say, well, we got 100 people to interview and only 50 slots, so somebody's got to be rescheduled. I mean, it could be as simple as that. A second reason is your mom's or yours or whoever it is, security clearances did not clear. There's a question about some issue.
She got the advance parole today.
Okay, congratulations. I'm not telling you. You're asking me why. I don't have the slightest idea why. I'm just giving you
Uh-huh.
all of the reasons why. Okay. It's something with her security clearances, or three. They just don't like people from Nepal. It's one of those three, literally. Okay. I don't know what it is, but this is what you do. Okay. You give them 120 days to reschedule. And if they don't reschedule in 120 days, that's when you know there's some sort of issue, and that's when you get a lawyer involved.
But she got the advance parole.
That's wonderful. That doesn't, but, that means that she has a pending case. Every person who has a pending case gets advance parole if you apply for it.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. So hang in there for 120 days and then call us back if you don't hear.
All right.
All
Thank
right?
you,
You're
Brad.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. I was going to pull out the magic 8-ball, but we don't have time for the magic 8-ball today. We got to get through questions. Kay in Los Angeles, California. Kay.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, I called earlier, last 2 months. I said I'm done with my interview, which is I-485 with my wife. So before we got home, they approved the 130.
Great.
So, but now I haven't heard anything for the I-185.
All right, so
And
you got the
it's more
I-130.
than 5 months now.
You went for an interview. You got the I-130 approved, and you haven't heard about the I-45. The only reason, the I-130 approved means that they said you're in a bona fide marriage. The I-485 is about whether you're admissible to the United States. So either there's an issue with your security clearance, or there's a criminal record, or some other undesirable reason that they feel about you to make you inadmissible to the United States. Or you've just been completely forgotten about. I don't know the answer. If you have a clean record, and you would know that. And
I have a clean record.
And you're otherwise
married
admissible, and it's been 5 months, and they already approved the I-130, but not the I-45. I think what I would do in your particular case is something called the pre-litigation mandamus. Not necessarily sue the government, but put together a lawsuit and say, here's the lawsuit that's coming down your way, you better approve me. And generally when you send that to them and threaten the lawsuit, they'll approve the adjustment if you have a clean case. So that's what I would suggest.
I called them. I have a lawyer. I talked to them. They said my case is still within their processing time.
Who cares? Two things. One, who cares what their processing time is? They have 120 days from your interview to give you thumbs up or thumbs down. Period. And number two, when you call them, you're not even speaking to anybody with authority to approve your case, deny your case. The person that you're speaking to when you call them has as much authority as Dr. Yo-Yo next to me to approve your case. Zero. So it's worthless to call them because they're not giving you anything to push your case forward. They're just talking in circles. So you have 120 days. This is the law. Regardless of what their processing time is. They have, from the time of your interview, 120 days to give thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, you get a green card. Thumbs down, we're denying you, and these are the reasons. And if it's 120 days have passed since your interview, and they've done nothing, they're out of processing time by law, and that's when you start thinking about mandamus.
Okay. So when can I do that now?
You do it with me if you want. Hold on. Let's go to Realawan in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. I hope I got that right. Realawan.
Yeah, you got it right.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm filing my rule of condition right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this question under the child to list the children. I and my wife, we don't have children together, but she has children in a previous marriage.
Okay.
Should I list those kids on the form or no?
Who's the petitioner?
I'm the petitioner.
For your wife?
She's petitioning for me.
She's petitioning for you. No, then you don't need to mention your wife's prior children. It's about your children. It's about your children.
All right.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Cecil in Queens. Cecil.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, Mr. Bernstein.
Good evening. What's going on?
Happy Thanksgiving when it comes, sir.
Hmm?
Happy Thanksgiving when it comes.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you.
God bless you, sir. All right.
Thank
Me and my wife are here for some months now. We came on visitor visa.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. And our son, my stepson, he's going to file the petition for us.
All right, so you came on visitors' visas, you and your
Yes,
son,
both of us.
and your
Our
wife
son,
is
yes. Our
filing
son
for
lives
you,
there, yeah.
and your wife is filing for your son.
No, I said he's going to file for both of us. We were
I
married
understand.
when he
Okay,
was
fine.
14 years old.
Got it. All right. So you and your
And
wife,
he's-
let me just understand this straight. You and your wife came on visitors' visas 5 months
Yes, sir.
ago. She has a
Yes,
son
sir.
from a prior relationship. That son's a U.S. citizen, and you
Yes.
married your current wife when your son was under 18, which makes him your
Yes, sir.
stepson, and you're going to file adjustments for both you and your wife. And your question is what?
Yes, sir. So, if the time passes, because if we have only a little over almost 2 weeks leave back, what will happen if we don't file it, the I-130 and the I-485 on time?
Well,
what
if,
will happen
if,
after
if
that?
you
We have to
file
seek
your
some consultation
adjustment,
from you?
if you file your adjustment, you can file your adjustment whenever you want. You'll still get your green cards. If you don't file it within the time period that you're allowed to be here, you'll be out of status until the day you file it. So let's say they gave you 6 months and you file it after 8 months. Those 2 months you're out of status. But then when they accept your application, you're back in status. Depends on how long you want to be out of status.
Oh, so I still can remain here and do it?
Yep.
I still want to come in, but I want you to do it then.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, we're gonna try back to Adam in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We couldn't hear him before. He was the gentleman with the 3 DUIs.
Yes.
How are
sir,
you,
yes,
Adam?
sir,
Now we
yes,
got you.
sir, Brock.
What's
I'm
going
doing
on?
okay.
All right, what's going
I
on?
have trouble connection with you because I love to see you.
Okay.
All the time, you know.
Tell me what your question is.
So my problem is I have been since 2009 in the United States. I'm permanent resident. I have all my paperwork. I have everything. And my question is I had in trouble before. I had 3 DUIs.
What do you mean you have all your paperwork? You have a green card?
I do.
Okay.
Since
Where
I
you
can-
from,
I
Adam?
can,
Adam,
Adam,
where are you
and
from?
everything.
Adam, where are you from?
I'm from Morocco.
From Morocco.
I'm from Morocco.
When did you get your green card?
2009.
And when did you get your DUIs?
That was I had 3 of them.
When?
2011, and 2013.
All right, so 2 in 2011, 1 in 2013. You've been clean since.
No, but I was worried, because
Well,
everybody
just
was
answer my
telling
question.
me.
Just answer my question. You have 2 DUIs in 2011, 1 DUI in 2013, and since 2013 to the present, for these last 6 years, you've had a clean record. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so. And recently, I had I had to renew my green card, and it took a year.
But they did it.
No, it took 8 months
but they
to
did
renew
it.
my green card.
Okay, so.
I just got it. Recently.
All right, listen to me now. Generally speaking, and I'm saying on a general matter, a driving under the influence is not a deportable offense. A driving while intoxicated is a deportable offense. Those are 2 separate crimes. Assuming,
Yeah, but
just listen now.
Yeah,
Assuming,
but,
1 second, let me just finish and then I'll let you give the button.
Yes.
Assuming that you have DUIs and not DWIs, and it's been 6 years, it sounds like you would be eligible for citizenship because you would have 5 years good moral character. Tell me what your butt is. But what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When I have a health condition, and recently because we got I cannot hear you.
Okay, Adam. For citizenship has nothing to do with your health condition. All matters is, do you have 5 years good moral character?
I know,
so,
sir. I know,
so the answer is, if you have a clean record, what's your question?
Simple.
What?
My question is like, recently, when I did not get my green card, I had like, because it took like about 8 months. Then I did the info pass. And they went to the immigration, and within a week I got my green card.
Adam, this is not a question.
Is
This is
there
another
a
statement. Adam,
problem going
what is
home,
the question?
visiting my family?
Yes, I don't know whether you can visit your family or not, because I would have to see your dispositions to determine whether or not these DUIs are in fact DUIs and not DWIs, because I don't know until I look at your disposition. I can't tell you for sure whether you can travel, because a DWI would make you inadmissible and deportable. A DUI would not.
But I just seen the immigration, and they sent me my green card within a week.
Mazel tov, as they say in my religion. Just because they sent you a green card doesn't mean that they're not going to put you in deportation at the airport. Okay. So by the way, it took you 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Almost 5 minutes to get to the question, can I travel with 3 DUIs? Which could have been asked in 15 seconds. All right? And the answer is, generally speaking, a DUI you can travel, a DWI you cannot. Just because they gave you a green card back doesn't mean it's safe for you to travel. It's one of the biggest mistakes anyone ever makes. They gave me back my green card so I can travel now. That doesn't mean anything. And just because you're not deportable doesn't mean you're not inadmissible. So you need to have a lawyer look at everything first. Hold on 1 second. All right. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Yes.
4.5 minutes.
That was a lot.
To ask, can I travel with 3 DUIs?
Lord have mercy.
I had patience on that one.
You sure did.
Yes.
You are not mean.
I was right. I'm not mean generally, but
there are times where you could get very
short with people.
And you were not this time.
I listened to him because he said he had a health condition. So I said I didn't want to upset him.
I think you helped him.
Yes.
You gave him a good free consultation.
All right. So by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions answered, we're going to get to social media check-in in a few minutes, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them as well. If you don't get your immigration questions in social media check-in, there's always the speed round, or you can always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. And if you are part of the Brad Squad, and I know who you are, you can drop me a DM. I'll try to help you if I can. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. When you follow us at Brad Show Live, you can see the best of Brad Show Live, our best produced segments and best parts of our show. So if you have like 2 or 3 minutes to watch something and you like Bradshaw Live, then that's what you want to follow. And Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
You can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV.
All right. So meanwhile, last year, I was interviewed on Al Arabia News Channel about Donald Trump's executive order to scour the social media accounts of applicants seeking entry into the United States. The way a person uses their social media can highly impact their immigration case. It's very, very important. Let's watch my interview on Al Arabia television.
Brad Bernstein, lawyer and expert in American immigration laws. Welcome to Al Arabia, sir.
Thank you very much, Talal.
Can you explain to our viewers how the modification of the Privacy Act system of records went into effect?
Well, it went into effect by executive order by Donald Trump. This is not a law by Congress. This is an edict by Donald Trump that says that if you apply for a visa, you apply for entry in the United States as a green card holder, as a visa holder, or as a naturalized U.S. citizen, the U.S. government is going to compile all of your social media handles, your photos, your likes, who your friends are, who you're associating with on social media, and use that as part of a determination whether or not to allow you into the United States of America.
And while you are in the United States of America, is this operation of collection of information continues?
It will be continuing, correct.
Is it for security reasons? And
well,
in the war against terror, I mean, if it was against the war against terror, some might argue it's justified.
Well, it's for 2 reasons. One, they're trying to prevent fraud. So, for example, if you're coming on a visitor's visa, they want to make sure you're truly coming to visit, you're not coming to work. If you're coming on a student visa, they want to make sure that you're coming to go to school and that you're going home. You're not coming here to get married to a U.S. citizen. It's also being used for security purposes. They want to make sure that the people who are coming into the United States are doing the right thing when they are here. They are not bad people. So they're going to be using your social media to look who you're interacting with, what you're liking, who you are talking to, and use that as a determination whether or not you are talking or liking things that you shouldn't be doing.
So let me ask you, do you feel this amendment of the law, the privacy law, making us secure here inside the United States?
Well, I'm not sure if it's making us more secure or not. We'll figure that out as we go along, because it's only been 3 or 4 days. But what it is doing is pitting one group against another. It's making people feel less secure in terms of what they're doing online. It's making people certainly a lot more anxious. And if I was a bad person, I would just not be giving much information about myself on social media. So really, what the government's going to be doing is looking at good people's social media who's going to say, oh, this doesn't apply to me. And if you're a bad person, you're just going to say, well, I'm just not going to go on social media anymore.
Okay. Who are the people who are going to be affected by this new amendment?
Every person who is applying for a visa at a U.S. consulate abroad. You apply for a visitor's visa, a student visa, a work visa. The government is going to ask you for all your social media handles. They are going to go look at your Facebook. They will be looking at your Instagram.
Do they ask you for your password and ID as well?
They may, but the U.S. government doesn't need it. They have the ability to go look at it anyway. Okay, so in this day and age, they don't need your passwords. If you think that you're going to make a photograph private, or you're going to like a private posting, if they wanted to, I'm not saying they're going to, but if they wanted to, they can pierce that and look at it.
And they can do that abroad.
They can do that abroad. It is Constitution of the United States only applies to people in the United States. So our rights to privacy do not expand beyond the borders of the United States.
How likely they will practice this against people abiding abroad?
Very likely. They intend to do it. They've been doing this since 2012. They've been doing it without an executive order being published. This is now by executive order. The President of the United States of America has ordered every person who's applying for a visa, has ordered the U.S. government to look at all of their social handles, all of their photos, what they're looking at, what they are liking. This is going to be happening on a broad scale.
Can you explain to me why there isn't much of a media fuss about the subject?
Well, I think there's not much of a media fuss yet because it hasn't affected the general American citizen. This is affecting people outside of the United States who are applying. This is affecting people at the airports. If you know anything about immigration law, when you are at the airport and you are showing your visa and waiting for that stamp, the U.S. Constitution does not apply until they let you through that airport, you get your luggage, and you walk out of the airport. Until then, you have no rights to privacy. And an American citizen who is born in the United States, this doesn't affect. It's affecting foreigners. It's affecting people with green cards and even naturalized U.S. citizens.
So people who are not originally Americans, they have other passports, and suddenly they go through the process of naturalization, obtain American citizenship, they will be subject to this.
They will be subject to this, and that's probably where this will be found illegal, because there is a Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution for unlawful search and seizure, for rights to privacy, and if you're a naturalized U.S. citizen, you can't treat naturalized U.S. citizens any different than an American-born citizen. We both have the same passports.
They all have the same right, except, of course, for the
to become the President of the United
States. How about American citizens who are born here? They're through and through American citizen for the last 200 years. And
people like myself.
Like people as your good self.
Right, okay.
But have dealings with immigrants or naturalized citizens or Arabs or Muslims. Are they subject to monitoring?
They're not subject to monitoring, but remember, this is the Department of Homeland Security. They cover a lot more than just the immigration. They cover security of the United States of America. So, for example, if I, as an American citizen, start corresponding by some social media handle with somebody who may be a bad person and they get caught up applying for a visa as a bad person and they see me corresponding, yes, it could come back and haunt me.
And they can monitor you as
Correct,
well.
correct.
If somebody hacked my Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter account and posted something negative, say, long live a terrorist or some sort.
In your name.
In my name.
Right.
Now, when they collect this information, they don't tell me we are collecting this information about you. I don't know if they have this information recorded against me. How do I find out and explain to them, this was a hacking, this wasn't me?
Well, you can't find out. They have something called a Freedom of Information Act request, but you're not going to really get any information from that. And until you actually apply for something, whether you apply for a visa or a green card or your citizenship, or you have a problem coming to the airport, you're not going to know about it. And quite frankly, it's a big problem. How are they going to be able to sort this out? We don't know. You're going to have to deal with this on an individual basis as it's happening.
So I have to run to somebody like you.
Correct.
And I say, Brad, come and help me.
Correct.
Because this information they have is wrong.
Right. Now, Donald Trump, he doesn't like immigration lawyers, but he's keeping me in business with this.
Another problem. Now, with all this hacking going around the world, whether it's Chase Bank or whether it's the Defense Department or the DNC, what makes me feel comfortable that somebody like the Homeland Security have all my information and that it will not be hacked for whatever reason?
You should be extraordinarily uncomfortable. We've seen it even just recently with Equifax in the United States of America. Somebody hacked into Equifax and stole hundreds of millions of people's Social Security numbers. I have more trust in U.S. corporations for security of my information than I certainly do of the United States government. So I feel, as an American citizen, uncomfortable.
People in the Middle East trying to come over for visit, for education, for medical treatment, or whatever reason, tourism. If they want to obtain some information about the whole immigration system and its pitfalls, how do you advise them where to go, who to talk to?
Well, unfortunately, there's no one depository where you can be helped. You really got to go find a very good attorney who understands the ins and outs of the immigration process. If immigration was easy, we wouldn't exist as attorneys here. Trust me. You know, I do a show every day on Facebook at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. You can look it up at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. And I'm on at 9 a.m. and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, New York time, and I answer immigration questions for 1 straight hour.
We thank you, sir, for this interview, for all this important information that you explained to our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so that was a blast from the past because we're not on as Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. We're on as Brad Show Live. And we're not on at 12.
Definitely not on at 12.
No, that's some fake information there. By the way, we were going to give out
Definitely
some free consultations. Where are we at, Yo-Yo?
66 shares.
Oh, God.
On
How
Facebook.
disappointing. And how many thumbs up on
88
YouTube?
thumbs up.
88
with
thumbs
201 people watching on YouTube.
Well, you know, if all 200 people had just given a thumbs up, and they still have time, somebody would get a free consultation tomorrow. All right, because you only need 112 more thumbs up.
Yep.
Can I tell you? Quid pro quo, folks.
Something for something.
You got to give something for something. All right, we have something we like to call social media check-in. Maestro.
All right. All right, wiping up my face.
Wiping off my face there.
All right, now our first question comes from Fabian saying, can a judge make a decision on my I-485? Even USCIS administratively closed it, or can I refile it with the immigration judge?
A judge has a right to make a decision on the I-45.
Okay.
All right, boy, you got a special close-up there.
For me?
Look how close up you are.
You want that close up?
I would know. It's okay.
All right, Dana Love saying, quick question. From 2013 to 2014, me and my ex-husband filed taxes married jointly. Form 2015 and 2018 that we both filed married separately because we didn't get along. I just divorced him in April. Is this going to affect my citizenship? Had biometrics a week ago.
As long as you're basing it on 5 years, no.
Dang, this next one is a long one.
Dang it.
Sheesh.
That's a damn.
No, this is a damn.
All right.
All right, get ready.
I have to, more than 4 sentences. I start
Child,
losing.
This is more than 4 paragraphs.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Herbert Green. Under current law, if a U.S. citizen petitions for a foreign-born child to enter the U.S. and receive a green card, and the child receives the green card and enters the U.S. before the age of 18 and will live in the legal and physical custody of the parent, the child becomes a U.S. citizen almost immediately after entering the U.S. So now the question is this statement true? I was told I had filed an N-400 for my stepdaughter who will turn 22, December 25th, 1997. We came to the U.S. August 15, 2015. At the time, she was 17. The date of her green card is April 9, 2015. She is from the Philippines. Now, I filed for her and my wife, and yesterday they went for their interview. Both passed, but my daughter was told she would have to repeat the process because she was not yet had the 5 years being here in the States. You would think that they would have vetted her application and told us that this from the beginning.
Okay. All right, this is the answer. Say no more.
There's a couple questions.
All right, what are the questions?
So I'm going to skip everything else since you already know. So the question is, why wasn't her application vetted and then rejected? Why was her interview?
Why was the application not vetted and not rejected? Because this is the Immigration Service. They accept your money. They process the whole case. They deny you at the end. That's how they do it.
Why was her interview scheduled?
Exactly the same thing. They take your money, they go through the process, and then deny you. Next.
Okay. Why couldn't they have scheduled her for another interview in January?
Again, they take your money, they schedule an interview, it's based on your application, and then they deny you.
Did I have anything to do with this because of this beginning statement?
Well, if your daughter was under the age of 18 with a green card in the United States, living with her father and stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
No, stepfather or legal.
This is the stepfather.
Then you have to. The daughter has to wait 5 years from having a green card.
Yes. So I believe I will need an appointment with an attorney, and
like
that is the only thing you got right there.
It sounds like you need an attorney.
Okay, Gene saying, if my husband filed an I-130 in April of this year, how long before it's approved?
Say again?
If my husband filed an I-130 in April of this year, how long before it's approved?
Could be approved tomorrow. Could be approved in January, February, March, April.
Okay.
We
don't know that. Almighty Dean saying, I filed an adjustment of status. I just received the receipt from USCIS. How long will it take to get the biometric appointment?
You should get it within a few weeks.
Mark Murphy saying, if I have an I-601 waiver approved online but did not get the mailed copy, can it be used at the interview?
I-130 approved online, but don't have the mail copy.
Got the I-601 waiver approved online.
Well, if it's approved online, then they know it at the interview.
Cindy saying, is it true that there's an increase in filing fees for N-400 and other filing fees?
Yes, it's coming down the line, so get your citizenship application filed now.
Joanna saying, what happens after the I-130 notice is sent to you?
You take it and hold it in a safe place. And then down the line, hopefully you get an approval.
Marissa saying, can I be denied my green card if my husband owes child support?
Possibly, yes, for affidavit support.
Because
he can't support his own kid, let alone you.
Right. Mark saying, if the state side is approved and it only shows on my case status, can that be used if the paper copy did not arrive?
Say it again?
If state side is approved and it only shows the case status, can that be used if the paper copy did not arrive?
Stateside is approved, and what was approved?
That's all.
What are you using?
I feel like this is the same thing.
Yeah,
they found it online.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nikisha, so the last one for now, Nikisha saying my I-130 was approved from September and sent to NVC. I still have not received any letter from NVC. What could be the problem? My husband is an LPR. I'm in Jamaica.
Maybe your priority date's not current. Maybe NVC is slow. Maybe it got lost in the mail.
So many
don't know, but we can get to the bottom of it. You just need to contact the National Visa Center. Meanwhile, you may remember this, Yo-Yo. You went out on the streets in New York, and you were asking people whether they know how deeply immigrants positively impact our society and our economy. And I'm sure people had a lot to say. Let's see. They did. And they're going to say, where'd you get this information from?
Right, of course.
Right? Let's see.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy, Jonathan Elias in the streets of Manhattan. Today, we're going to test out some New Yorkers and test their knowledge on immigrants and their contributions to America. Make sure you guys play along in the comments as we bring you the first edition of Immigration 101. You ready? Hey, we got a cool friend right here. What's your name?
Lila.
Where are you from?
China.
Hey, your energy is off the chain.
I know, right?
All right, so you ready to play Immigration 101?
Sounds good.
All right, so now first question. What percentage of Fortune 500 companies were founded by an immigrant or the child of an immigrant? Is it 12%, 26%, 43%, or 68%?
I would like to say 68%.
Mike from Quid.
What up, what up?
So 12%, 26%, 43%, or 68%?
I want to say the second answer.
26%?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jamil.
Where you from?
I was born here in New York City.
What percentage of Fortune 500 companies were founded by an immigrant or the child of an immigrant? Is it 12%, 26%, 43%, or 68%?
I'll just say 43%.
Hey, come on, you got it. There you go. Joe from Hoboken. All right, you ready to play Immigration 101?
Yeah.
How many immigrant entrepreneurs are there in the United States? 1.2 million, 2.8 million, 3.1 million, or 4.2 million?
Go 4.2 million.
How many immigrant entrepreneurs are there in the United States? 1.2 million, 2.8 million, 3.1 million, or 4.2 million?
4.2.
I want to say 4.2. 4.2 million?
3.1, almost. I like that you went big on that. I like that. Emma and Clive, where are you from?
England.
How many doctors are immigrants? 1 in 2, 1 in 4, 1 in 6, or 1 in 20?
1 in 6.
1 in 2.
1 in 2.
How many doctors are immigrants? 1 in 2, 1 in 4, 1 in 6, or 1 in 20?
I'm going to go 1 in 6.
I would say 1 in 20 is probably.
1 in 4. 1 in 4. It's a lot more immigrant doctors out there. All right, what percentage of refugees become entrepreneurs? 4%, 9%, 11.5%, or 13%?
13%.
11.5.
I want to say 9%. I would say 13%.
13.
There you go. Look, I like it. Go big or go home. You got it.
Right?
Yeah. How many people in the U.S. are employed by immigrant-owned companies? 2.3 million, 8 million, 6.7 million, or 1.2 million?
Let's go 8 million. 2.3, I think.
6.7. 6.7?
I want to say 6. I think 8 million will be the answer, right?
Yo, what? All right, are you looking at the answers? All right, now, what percentage of DACA recipients are gainfully employed? 22%, 46%, 74%, or 90%?
90.
Yes.
90%.
94%.
90%, yep. 22%, 46%, 74%, or 90%?
Oh, would 90% be the correct answer?
Yo! 22%, 46% of them, 74%, or 90% of them?
It was 90. That's crazy. Is it 90?
It is 90. Out of the 10 U.S. cities that have accepted the most refugees per capita, how many saw their crime rate drop? 1 in 10, 3 in 10, 7 in 10, or 9 in 10?
3 in 10.
Out of the 10 U.S. cities that have accepted the most refugees per capita, how many saw their crime rate drop? 1 in 10, 3 in 10, 7 in 10, or 9 in 10?
9 in 10?
9 in 10, brother.
9 and 10. Yeah, I'm feeling like you're leaning towards 9 and 10 with this. Is it 9 and 10?
It is 9 and 10, Joe.
9 and 10?
Okay. Yo, this is crazy. Like, who just knows these statistics like that? You're amazing, bro.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Our first edition of Immigration 101 is very important to know these statistics because, of course, our president, Donald Trump, just declared a national state of emergency saying that we need to protect the U.S. borders from these immigrants and refugees that we were just talking about. And also, big shout out to the New American Economy, which is an organization that fights for local, federal, and state immigration policies that gather these statistics. All right, y'all, back to the studio. We out.
All right. Meanwhile, there was one guy there that was like, knew every immigration.
Was ridiculous.
Where did he get that from?
I don't know. I thought he kept on looking at my cards, but it was not the case.
Was he cheating?
He was not cheating.
Yeah.
He just knew his stuff.
I like that game. We should do that more. There's so many good, positive immigration statistics that can't be refuted.
Yeah.
For example, you can't refute. Are they giving me a minute 30 seconds just to talk, or are we going to do? What are we going to do? We didn't say, Maestro. We didn't say it yet.
Them fingers.
He's ready. He's all right. I guess he's telling me to move along. He's tired and wants to go home. All right, we're going to do speed round now. Last time we tried speed round, there was Mini Brad and Big Brad.
Right.
All right. Hopefully we don't have Mini Brad and Big Brad this time.
Let's see if it's going to go all the way through.
We're going to do 10 questions in a minute and 30 seconds.
All right.
And it did not go through.
Almost.
But all right, let's try it. You ready?
Are we ready?
What happened to our now we're ready.
Minute and 30.
All right, you ready?
No, because it says a minute.
Oh, God.
Don't be cheating.
How much is he giving us?
Remember last time it skipped like 10 seconds. That's why we didn't make it.
All right, you ready?
So everybody pay attention to the clock.
All right, you ready? Let's start.
All right.
You can't.
Navdeep says, granted withholding of removal can travel on advanced parole if he gets parole on adjustment of status.
Granted withholding of removal can, if he filed, you got to reopen your case first, or you left with an order of deportation.
Leg says, is it taking USCIS several months to reply to not response to an NOID?
Noid. It should take them less than 120 days.
Bounty saying I-751 after great interview, 7 months past, no decision yet from Federal Plaza, New York City. Pandra saying, have an I-130 pending. Can I still travel on my tourist visa for a short visit?
No.
Augustin saying, I got a combo card from VAWA. How long does it take to get the prima facie?
Shortly after.
Janice saying, how do you go about getting a fiance visa?
Prove that you're in a bona fide marriage and file the I-129. A bona fide relationship and file the I-129.
Mito saying, I would like to ask if I can still apply for VAWA self-petitioner if I have evidence for psychological and financial abuse from my wife.
It has to be extreme emotional abuse, yes.
DJ China saying, did VAWA get funding yet?
No, but they're accepting it.
Kayan saying, will there be a price increase December 2nd at USCIS?
The price increase is going. I don't remember the exact date.
AN saying, can I travel out the country 2 months after I applied for an N400 application?
Yes, don't stay out for more than 6 months.
Let's keep on going. Laura saying, can I reapply for adjustment of status after being put into deportation?
You need to do that before a judge. All right. Meanwhile, the person who wants to travel on their visitor's visa, you can if an I-130 is filed, but you always run the risk of having a problem at the airport.
All right.
So that's why I said no. But it's a gray area.
There you go.
All right, but I had to give an answer.
We did good.
All
we
right.
even went above and beyond.
Comments of the day.
Hey.
Did they almost blow us up there?
They almost did.
Comments of the day, Jonathan. Do we have? We're supposed to have comments. There we go, of the day. Comments of the day there.
All right. Right here. Okay, our first comment of the day comes from Fearless Michelle saying, I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be able to pursue my American dream.
Oh, very nice.
That's
very
awesome.
Nice.
That's what we love to show as well.
Drum roll, please.
You know, these days I'm not too picky. Second comment of the day says, I love Jesus. Oh, wait. No, that's the person's name. I love Jesus on YouTube.
I like that's a good comment of the day, too.
I was like,
That's
wait,
a good comment
what?
of the day, too.
So I Love Jesus says,
All right.
thanks, Brad Show. I'm glad you care for everyone and read everything we write. It makes me want to watch the show always.
thank
so
you.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, I Love Jesus.
Yes, all right. That's good. Why wouldn't that be? That's a good comment of the day, too.
I still would say that it was part of the comment of the day.
Okay, all right.
Our third comment of the day saying from Nunner saying, thanks, Brad, for this platform.
Gomez. Goaz.
Goaz.
Yeah,
Nunner.
Goaz.
Okay. Thanks, Brad, for this platform. I've been following you for the past months and find it very useful.
Thank you.
Nice.
You.
Tell your friends and
Thank
family.
you. Yes.
Tell all.
Yes.
All right, and our last comment of the day for the beginning of the week comes from Fatima Toll City saying, you don't know how many people are praying for you because you make their life better and safer.
Oh, very nice.
That is so nice.
I don't know, so I appreciate those
You know
comments.
now that there's a lot of people praying for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back sometime after 5:30 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, hopefully sometime closer to 5:30,
Then
guys.
6, right.
Yeah.
Closer to 5:30 than 6. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.